Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Everquest Old School. And on this episode, we're going to be playing on my Cleric, and yes, we are still in the main room. Now, we are level 20, and we're almost level 21, and I think around level 21, we're going to try to get upstairs. I know I've said that many times before. I kind of went through the stage where I was kind of sick and tired of this room, and I wanted to see a new change of something, to getting over that hump and getting my second win to I could spend another 15 levels in this room. Which I'm sure like 90% of you are like, no. Yeah, I'm not going to spend that much time. I guarantee you we're almost done with this room. Now, even if I wanted to stay, I think in about another level and a half, 2 levels, I'm going to be too high for any groups. Now, this is a group in this room that, for the most part, level 13s can get into. And at level 20, I am right there on the limit of like 14 and 15s being able to get experience with me. So, yeah, before long, they're not going to invite me into places like this. And if there are any low levels in my group, they're not going to get any experience. Now, there doesn't happen to be any low levels. Apparently, a lot of high levels are on tonight. And high levels, I mean, 17, 18, which are not highs, but for the purposes of our conversation, they're a bit higher than 13 and 14. So we're probably going to be fine for a little while. Plus, this is the double experience weekend. Someone looking for Mort's Eye, probably to do some quest. I'm not sure on, just for sure. I'll have to ask around and find out what that's for. But yeah, there's a couple of items that drop in this zone that are for quest. And if you sit here long enough in a group, you'll see that they just offer them to anybody in the zone who wants them. So if you need an item from Unrest and the area is camped, I guarantee you, if you ask the people who are camping it if you could have that item if it drops, they're almost always going to say yes. Almost nobody ever needs that who's in the group, and it just sits there and rots. Anyone need a 0% res before I head out? That is a level 29 res right there. And believe it or not, our ranger just died from a train earlier, which makes far more sense. My brain can finally compute that she is our take because she died. I don't know what it is about rangers, but they don't seem to really fit in unless they're dying left and right. And it's just one of those things from the old days. But yeah, she died, and she actually got a res from that guy. What is this? Darkbone bracelet up for grabs. Oh, yeah, I've seen that before. But it's no trade, so unless you can use it, really no reason to loot it. Unless it goes to something that I'm not familiar with. Track shows nothing anyways. It's so camped tonight. There's nothing up. Completely brings me back to the way it was when it first came out. I've talked about this before with like Lower Guck, where the whole zone would be camped so much that you could just walk right through it, all the way to the deepest parts of it, not see a mob up the entire time. That's almost what this zone is like. If you go out into the courtyard right now, there's not one mob up at all, which is pretty rare because they spawn pretty quickly out there, and then they roam around in different areas. So it's kind of hard to get every single one. But that's how many people are on the game right now. Completely camped outside, completely camped inside. There's groups out here who are kind of being a little greedy, so that if our group is going a little slow and they're not getting all the pulls the moment the creature pops up, they're actually coming in here and taking our pulls because we're not being quick enough for it, which is kind of a shame that they're doing that. I mean, yeah, I understand everybody wants experience, and there's really no set defined camps that you can... There's always gray areas, is what I'm saying, basically. There are set defined camps, and you can get in trouble for doing that sort of thing, but there's gray areas, and they're going right down that gray area. So there's not a whole lot we can do about it other than to step up our game and pull a little quicker. And I think we've been pulling pretty quick as it is, because the moment the creature comes in, it dies. The problem is it dies so quickly that all the creatures pretty much spawn at the exact same time. And even though we're pretty good, we can't take 14 creatures on at the exact same time. We don't have an Enchanter, so that's not really an option. We do have a Bard, and the Bard could maybe mez the creature a little bit, but I don't know how well our Bard is at doing that. And I don't think the Bard, even if they were really good, could mez 14 creatures fairly quickly. Like the Enchanter, they get like a group mez that doesn't last for long, but at least they have it. Whereas a bard, I think they have to individually click on every single creature and mez every single one of them, and then go back to the original one and start mezzing them over and over again. Otherwise, it will break root and they will come to. So I think 14 might be out of its limit before it has to go back to the original first one and re-mez them. Plus, even if it could, before it got to the very 14th creature mezzing it, we would have been getting hit the entire time by, 13 and then 12 and then 11 creatures. And I don't think we could really handle more than like 6 at one time. I think 6 would be pushing it pretty bad. We probably wouldn't even survive that. 5 would probably be a little safer, given the group that we have and the makeup and the armor that we have to go with it. So yeah, I don't think we could pull any faster than we really are and be safe about it. So we may miss a few kills here and there because the other group is stealing them, which, like I said, is very unfortunate that they're doing that, but they've kind of stopped recently, which is why we're getting a little bit more kills. And I kind of mentioned this ghoul before, and I'm not really sure if it's a good idea to keep him or get rid of him, because he is taking up a spot that we could have keep getting more spawns on. Instead of this room having 3 spawns, we only get 2 spawns in this room. So it's a little easier to keep this room, but at the same token, we are losing that experience. So I'm kind of torn on the idea of having that ghoul, considering we really don't need the extra DPS. I think he could have just a regular pet or even no pet at all, and we would still be able to kill fairly easily and not really have to worry too much. Now, it did break. He just broke, and he's going to have to, he's going to charm it again. Although he might, what's he doing? Yeah, I think he just charmed it. He's standing there with the snow going. That guy is a twink right there. You could tell by the robe he has. Either he's a twink or he's gotten incredibly lucky with friends or just complete strangers giving him stuff. Because you can tell he has a pretty nice robe on, and the fact that he has an orb in one hand is a pretty good indication that's a pretty good item. Because the only orb that I know of, there's 2 of them, but the only orb that I know that people even want to wear is the one from Seb, and that's really, really good piece of armor. Or item. I guess it's not armor, but it's an item that you can get, and it's pretty good. The other one that I know of is from Najina, and it does almost nothing. I think it has like 5 power and maybe 5 health or something like that. It's pretty pathetic on the stats wise, but it looks cool, and it goes in the offhand, so you can have 2 snow cones walking around. That's what I used to do back in the day for my Cleric. So yeah, he has that, and then he has a dagger, which usually is a good sign for a Necro. Daggers usually have quite a few stats on them. In fact, that's exactly what my Necro has on right now. Not that my Necro is uber or anything by any means of this imagination. He's pretty low level, and the stuff he has just been hand-me-down stuff from other players. But the fact that I'm getting it from other players and that they're selling for quite a bit of money on the market tends to lead the idea that they are pretty good pieces. Plus, I remember from the first time I went through the game, and they are decent pieces. They're not great ones, but yeah, I think he's pretty tweaked out. He may not be the greatest, but he has some nice pieces. And then our Ranger over here, looks like she has quite a few pieces on as well, and they're not bronze. And you would expect her probably to be wearing stuff she would get into this zone, and she's not. So yeah, I'm kind of leading to the idea that most of the guys in this zone have a ult of some sort. Anyone cure Dimmy? Oh yeah. Yeah, let me go ahead and put that on. I don't have that up. Actually, cure disease. Let's see, what did I do with it? I need to, this is just annoying me, having my spells like this. I know it's driving some of you guys nuts. Let's put this on. Cure that disease. Disease, man, I tell you, it lasts for like an hour. It's definitely kind of annoying. Your health goes up so slow with it on. And they get it so often. So it's almost like you want to have that up all the time. But as I said before, there's a lot of spells that you're going to get, especially as you start to progress through the game and need different ones that you've never really needed before. You're going to find that you don't have enough space on this bar for all the spells that you want. So you're going to constantly be miming and de-miming the spells and putting on the ones that you want. Now, I have a few a few spells that I could probably get rid of, like the very low minor healing one. I probably wouldn't need the 3 spells for my healing until I get to higher level, and even then it's just a luxury to have it that way. You pretty much only ever need 2. You need your complete heal and something a little smaller but something a little faster for the casters. So something like Superior Heal or something like that. Maybe though, as I said before, Superior Heal does heal quite a bit. It takes a lot of power. It's a little faster than Complete Heal, not much. I think it's like 6 seconds to cast that one, where Complete Heal is like 10. So it's a little faster, but may not be fast enough. And casters have very, very few hit points. So, as I said before, that's why I like having 3 spells. So I can have one spell that does almost no healing, but is incredibly fast. Pretty good for casters, because it still will do a lot of healing for them, but not for a tank. It's going to be pathetic on a tank. And since I don't really mind having 3 spells on there that are healing, that's the way I do it. I know some of you guys probably won't agree, but to each their own. However you like playing your character, I think you should be allowed to play it that way. As long as you can do your job and keep people alive as a healer or enchanter to mez creatures, however you want to line your spells up, you know, that's completely up to you. I mean, even if you had the same spells up that I have, you could put them in a completely different order. This is just the way that I played it the first time. So somewhere in the back of my head, I still remembered it when I came back. And so I was like, okay, I got to do it that way. Otherwise, I'm going to be throwing myself off when I get to higher levels. Because I remember at higher levels, I would actually have my fingers on the second number button and the 4th number button, which is 2 to stand up and 4 to cast Complete Heal. And I would just go back and forth between those 2 buttons, sitting down, standing up, sitting down, standing up, to cast my spells. And I wouldn't really do anything other than that for quite some time as a heal, other than, you know, doing my conversations and things of that sort. But during lulls and conversations, you would just be sitting there watching the screen, watching the tank pull in, and did somebody just leave? Okay, well, I'm going to take off. Oh, okay, so we lost somebody. Let's see. Might Enchanter friend join us? He already had somebody in mind to join. Cool with me. Okay, so he's going to invite the other guy. That's good. That's fine. I love enchanters. I love the clarity they give us, the breeze. This guy may not be a necro. He may already be an enchanter. Let me check. Actually, it's XAN. Let's see. He is an enchanter. Dang it. So, not a necromancer, but still pretty good armor, I think, for his class, his race, and that's why he's charming that ghoul, because he can. It's cool. And, you know, they get very used to charming things if they solo. I've actually seen an enchanter solo some really dangerous dungeons before using that trick. And the cool thing about that is when you charm an animal or a creature and they become your pet for a limited time, when that creature gets hurt and then charm breaks, they don't immediately get all that life back. If he was at like 3% fighting some creature and then you broke charm or charm breaks on its own, he still only has 3%. You toss a 1 direct damage spell on him, he dies, you get that full experience. And that's the way a lot of them will do it, is they will find 2 creatures that are very equally matched and then cast 1 spell on the creature they're fighting, which will give their pet the extra advantage, but still make it where he's very, very low on life at the end of that fight. Break charm, root him real quick, and then just blast him and kill him real quick. It's over. And you get like 2 things of experience off of those 2 mobs that you would never have been able to solo even one of those by yourself. And yet you were able to do it incredibly easy, using very little power and very efficiently, because you had charm. So charm is one of those key things that, as a soloer, it's very, very useful. But as a group, charm doesn't play that big of a role. It's kind of nice. It is a nice thing, but you won't see it being used too much in groups. You'll see mezzing being used a whole lot more than charm. And that's exactly what an enchanter is going to be doing, like 99% of the time, is mezzing. The other 1% of the time, he's going to be using clarity and KEI on his group members because he's going to be too busy pretty much to do anything else at later levels. Incoming. Okay, so the other guy's still incoming. Let's change my view. Put it back to the way it should have been. There we go. Is this it? No. I don't want to race up like this. This is a weird view. Why would I really ever use this other than to look over a rock or something? Or get a better view over a ledge or something. I don't know why that's even an option. No, that's not what I wanted. This is kind of what I wanted. No, that one's centered right on me. Okay, so we're back. 1, 2, 3. Okay, 4. This is the one I want. There we go. Yeah, they're still incoming. So we're getting quite a bit of experience. Let's look at this. How much are we? We're into our 4th bubble, so we're almost level 21, guys. By the time we get to 21, I'm going to talk to the group upstairs and see if they got any spaces open, and see if maybe I can get into that. Just so that we can have the raging fire sitting right next to us. Now, I kind of wish it was a little cooler looking up there than it is, because it is really, really hot here and humid after all that rain we got. So, sitting next to a giant fire in a fantasy world on my big screen doesn't really bring me the soothing, warmth that it may bring you guys, depending on where you're at when you watch this video. If it's snowing outside, sitting there and watching a raging fire will probably look pretty nice. I know I like to put on some of that slow TV stuff during cold weather. I'll put on like the fireplace, or during really hot weather I'll put on like snow falling. And there's really not a whole lot of videos of that. I kind of wish there was. Whoever's leader. Oh, great. As soon as she joined, it attacked her. That's a nice little present. Let's go ahead and toss her a heal real quick. Wow, you can see just how much health that one spell did. 2 bubbles, which is why I have that little small one right here. Probably not that efficient, but at later levels, you'll be surprised. These low-level ones, they're not going to do very much healing at all. I'm fooling, okay. Thanks for having me. I think I actually saw her at entrance a whole bunch. She was sitting there for a while. Let's see, what level is she? Of course, I have to do it while there's a fight going on. There's always a fight going on in this zone. There's really never any lull. Why, she's not in the zone? Yes, she is. Where is she at? How could I have gone through it? I don't see her name there at all. And yet she's in the zone. Oh, there she is. Level 17. Okay, she's going to be fine grouping with me. Not that I'm the highest level person anyways, but I'm always kind of paranoid about that. Making sure that somebody's going to get experience. There's nothing worse than inviting somebody to your group only to find out after they get there, after they spent whatever they needed to do to get to your group, and then when they get there, hoping that, okay, now they can settle in and make a little bit of experience, that, oh, no, you got a person that's too high. Well, you guys could have checked that before I got here is what I'm thinking. But, it happens, and they're not being mean to you on purpose. It's just one of those things. But, yeah, I definitely try to make sure I look at that sort of thing. There are a lot of bodies in here. Yeah, this is definitely a one of those places. Have fun, Miss OCD. Yeah, so I guess she's going to be one of those people who have to loot and get rid of all the corpses. Although, you can see right here, whoever this person was, this Nawi, is going to be immortalized on this video forever for having, 4 corpses, one right after the other. And you can see, like, their head is in each other's laps. Somebody set that up perfectly. Probably as a joke, but the fact that they died 4 times in this room is pretty bad. You can hide all... Yeah, hide corpse, / hide corpse. And then space all. I guess you kind of have to do that. Oh, she loves looting. Okay. But then it's not as exciting. Yeah, I kind of enjoy the dead bodies everywhere. It gives a nice atmosphere to the area, letting you know that you're in someplace very, very dangerous, and you should be very careful. And there's actually been a couple of places that I've gone in zones where when you first walk in, you're like, oh my god. There's like 80 corpses all right there at the entrance, just scattered everywhere, and you're just like, what did I get myself into? Literally 80 people have left their corpses here, which means there's probably 4 or 5 times as many people have died and looted their corpses. Because not very many people leave their corpses behind. You have to leave something on the body. And not a lot of people leave stuff on their body because they want it. They picked it up for a reason. You don't have a lot of room in this game. And yeah, unless you pick something up you don't absolutely need, In fact, what level spells are these? I think they're 20-something, aren't they? 24, yeah. So I got a little ways before my next level spells, but I mean, you could put junk down there, you could put bone chips and stuff, but usually people don't have those set in that spot. Some people will make sure that they have some kind of junk item. This is way overboard for an enchanter healing. That tune you saw online earlier, Kiss Shift, is the returning leader. Be right back, rooted. Okay, so. But yeah, you could always put, you know, like the ivory bracelet in here, although that's kind of harsh to leave behind an item that falls off of a named creature, so again, that's kind of why people don't do it. I don't really have that much on my characters, to be honest, just a few little trinkets here and there that I hope to give away to newbies as they need them, but unfortunately, as I keep seeing, and it's not really that unfortunate, it's actually kind of nice, but most of the high-level people keep coming back and giving stuff away, so I haven't really been able to give back to anybody. Again, I'm using this on the Enchanter. Stop it already. But yeah, they keep coming back. Care to trio in East Commons. I wish I could. That's one of my guild. I don't know if she's an officer or not. But yeah, I can't right now. I haven't actually been to Eastern Karanas yet since I've been back, so I definitely do want to check that out. I do feel bad because when your guild asks you to join and do something, I give them preferential treatment because they're your guild, and they're going to be there for you. You kind of want to be there for them, and if they're setting up a group, you kind of want to be part of it. I definitely do, and yeah, so I kind of hate saying no, but the experience here is really good. And even if it wasn't, you know, I had just got into this group after waiting like 4.5 hours, 5 hours or something like that to get into this group. So, yeah, it would be really kind of mean to leave after, you know, they made room for me, because they did have other clerics on the list. And I think most of them have logged now. So if I was to leave, I'd be kind of leaving them without a healer when they could have had their pick of other ones. And they're going to remember that next time if I do that. And they'd be more likely to pick the other guy. And I don't want to give myself that kind of reputation to just join a group and then like 10 minutes later leave the group. So, yeah, if you see this video, you know, sometime in the future, because I've never told them that I actually do Let's Plays, so I don't think anybody in the guild knows. But if you guys see this video in the future, I do apologize. I do want to group with you, and hopefully I can in the future. Just kind of sucks, I gotta say no. It's one of those things, I guess. Let's see. You gotta watch out for the grammar Nazi, you know. Yeah. Is there a list for this group? You're number 1. Okay. Cleric? Yeah. Okay, so there's another cleric right there. I guess there was another cleric in the zone, but he's not looking for a group down here. He's looking for one up in the fireplace right above us. So, if he was too high, he may not have been able to be grouping here anyways. I found a jack, and apparently half the yard I'm cleaning up real quick. Always cleaning. Huh. I don't know what she means by that. Let's go ahead and heal her. She actually gets hit quite often for an enchanter. I mean, enchanters usually don't take hits ever if they're doing their job. Now, at a lower level, they're going to get hit hard because they're still learning never to use their stun spells unless they know how to use them, because they give them incredibly huge amounts of aggro when they do that, and it's kind of difficult to taunt off of an enchanter. Once they get aggro, they're so squishy and easy to hit that the mobs are just like, no, I think I'm gonna stick on this target. They're nice and soft, and when I hit them, they scream so loud that it just makes their blood giggle at their pain, you know. So yeah, they don't really. Oh, she was going out there to get a pet. That's what she was doing. That's why she took some hits. Okay, so now we got a jack-o'-lantern and a ghoul. We can have a nice little Halloween party here. I kind of wish that it might have been Halloween. We can come out here and just celebrate, have a nice little fright fest or something. That's kind of cool. And his just broke. Hopefully he's paying attention. Hopefully he's not AF. No, he's paying attention. He's casting it again. There we go. I love the jack-o'-lantern. He looks like a scarecrow the way he just kind of froze right there in place. Now, when they are their pets, oh, he's almost dead. I can actually... I'm going to heal it up a little, just for fun, for giggles. Heal it up. There we go. Now, you can actually, you know, give them buffs and all sorts of things when they're pets. You are so resourceful. Let's see. Yeah, this Nawi person had it rough. It's true. I mean, 4 corpses, that is pretty bad. That's probably close to a bubble of experience, if not more. It's a 20 rogue, 20 monk. A lot of 20s here lately. I guess it's the right level to be over here. Now, I do want to go to Mistmore eventually. Oh, it broke already on hers. Her charm's really not that strong, or this is a high-level creature to her. When you have a summoner, you get a summoned, or something like that. What? What? I don't understand that. Okay. Yeah, I don't think she understood it either. These people, man. Sometimes they say something completely out of left field just to see how you react to it. And they know you're not going to get it, but they do it anyways. Now, she is our pooler, and she's just sitting over here in the room because there's nothing up. Now, she could be running around, but I bet she has the timers, you know, set out pretty well, and she'll know when something spawns. Otherwise, there's no real reason to run around if you've got it all set up like that. So, there she goes. She taking a break for a few seconds, probably getting a drink or something like that. What are they talking about up here? Block is in trouble. Don't know who Block is. I guess I could go out there and see. Let's put our run. Oh, we're a little overweight. We're not running that fast. Hopefully my group doesn't pull. I don't see no Block. Let's see, is he gonna die? No, he's LFG. Let's see, anybody out here? I don't know. He didn't know, but she ran out there anyways. That's some guts. That's some loyalty right there. Your guildmate's in trouble, but you don't know where they're at, so you just go running out there. It's kind of a little stupid too, but anyone need a clicky res? Oh, nice. Showing off, but then again, why shouldn't you? You did that in... Oh, no, he's up. Okay. Let's go ahead and put on our invisibility versus undead. Because I am not a pooler. And they already had one in here, so... If I had pooled that, that definitely would have been noticed. Probably not welcomed. And definitely not appreciated, so... Let's go ahead and put our view back on. There we go. And I think we're going to go ahead and end the video here, guys. Again, I'll log my Cleric in. So he didn't even have his Cleric on. Let's see what my experience is. Almost the 4th bubble. I guess we're getting about a bubble an hour close to. Probably should be doing better than that, but again, it's so camped in here, it's just ridiculous. So we're going to go ahead and end the episode here, guys. Thanks again for watching. If you enjoy these videos, please take a moment, hit the like button, subscribe. Definitely helps grow my channel, and I greatly appreciate that. Also, I do want to hear comments from you. I want to know, what was your favorite item back in the day? What was the one piece of armor or weapon that you got that you remember most of all? You know, what was that one? Was it the FBSS? Was it the J boots? Was it, you know, the Freedy boots? You know, the golden Freedy boots to give 9 wisdom, 9 intelligence, and I believe 9 AC on it. I know there's AC and it's decent on it, but I think it's 9. But yeah, what was the item for you? Was it any of those? Was it something completely different? Did you only get to like level 13, 14, but you got like this really cool blade or something like that? I want to hear your stories because, you know, I share mine with you all the time, which I'm more than happy. I love doing it with you guys, but I kind of want to hear back from you. I'm like, did you have the same experiences as I did, or did you have completely different ones? This game is really all about the connections we make with other players. So I want to make some connections with you guys. So leave that down in the comments section. I hope to read that pretty soon and get back to you. Also, thanks again for watching. I'll catch you on the next episode.